Welcome, welcome to the world of Mackenzie. Today, this is a real big one. It's been on me since it's been a couple days and whatnot. Um, it's about irrational thinking. Irrational thinking. I find it quite interesting because it brings to mind an interesting scenario. There was someone who had a beautiful home, and they somehow there was a utility bill that increased, and when it did that, it almost it tripled in cost. So the person thought that if they turned the heat off, then they could show the company, the gas company, the electric company, or whatever company it was, that, that's not the real amount. So they did that. They cut the heat off, and they began to come in, it's cold, so they would come in and go into one room and have that heated, and then if they had to go to the bathroom, they'd go to the bathroom and have that heated. So consequently, they just start going from one room to the other. Now, we're talking about there's time, it's called winter, and so it's not just a moment or two, it's months. So irrational thinking. They came in, they went to one room, and so they confined themselves to two rooms. One room to just go and just be mindless with TV or whatever, and then to the bathroom to shower, back and forth. And they really didn't realize the pattern that was set, because after the winter had passed, they didn't even see how they were just going to two rooms. So they had created a pattern. That's just one example of irrational thinking. Here's some more. A child coming to the mother and telling the mother that they have been violated, and the mother sending them off to be with another relative. That's irrational thinking, because now you've created something within yourself, and you've created something in the child. Now the child doesn't know what to think. I have been violated, and I tell you, and you send me away, so is it my fault? So and the mother who is now doing this, she wants to have the person who is doing this violation, she wants them in her life because of something that has brought her to that point, to allow her to believe that that is rational thinking. Now we have another scenario that I see where now parents are asking children who are 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, what they want to eat. That's irrational thinking, because you're the one, the parent is the one who has to choose and allow them to have a broader spectrum on what food is, what is the balance. So irrational thinking is running so rampant, it's a very large, large piece. And I can only touch on a little bit of it right now. But we're really going to get deep down into it, because with continual irrational thinking, what happens, it becomes an irrational mind. Case in point, I recently went where I used to live, and there were all kinds of police and, L&I, bomb squad and whatnot. I'm wondering what's going on. Well, someone who I knew from childhood, who was a wee one when I was there, began to collect. I understand he collected guns and whatnot, and for whatever reason, they had to go into his home because he had missed some appointments, he wasn't calling people, so this lasted 2 weeks. So they went into his home, so they got somebody, they called the police, someone called the police, and they went into his home, and he had shot himself. But the irony of it is, as they went into his home, they found grenades. They only had a path to get to, so they had to clean out to get to him. But when they got to him, he was on the bathroom, and he had a shotgun, and he had grenades around him. Well, that's an extreme irrational thinking. What led to that? It had become an irrational mind. I understand he had health issues, and whatever came into his mind just was not healthy nor helpful. So, as I said, there is such a huge piece when we talk about the irrational mind, because even if we actually think about the word racism, it's so interesting that you can pit one race against another, and it just seems so interesting that I dislike you because of what? You dislike me because of what? It seems so trivial, so irrational. Now, just think of this scenario. I stand into a field. It's a field. I'm breathing the air. It's so wonderful. You come, stand next to me. We're breathing the same air. Then all of a sudden, we close our eyes and we're breathing this air. And then when we open our eyes, there are hundreds and hundreds of people around us. We're breathing the air, and it's so wonderful. We look up, we see the sky. Excuse me, where's the difference? We breathe the same air. We walk on the earth. Time for change is now. With grace, gratitude, and humility, I love you all. I am, you are, we are all one. Body talk, 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 body talk.